If you've ever wondered if eBay might just be the next adventure for you, or even just a way to clear out some clutter, then you're in the right place. In this video, we are going to examine what the incredible potential is for utilizing eBay, from its humble beginnings to the incredible diversity of the platform today. If you're new here and we've not met, welcome to the channel. My name is Hope. My husband Michael and I have been selling on eBay since 2024, and on this channel we're just sharing what it's like to build a business that really is catered to us in everything that we need, in size, commitment, and business model. While researching different topics, we often come across people who share that they've been selling on eBay for 20 years. And I know, the first thing I thought was, really? Seriously? Has eBay been around for that long? The reality is, it's been around actually longer than 20 years. eBay started out as a website called Auction Web in 1995. Wow. And can you guess what the first item was that sold on the website? A broken laser pointer. And it sold for $14.83 to a Canadian man who, when he was asked why he bought it, simply said, "I collect broken laser pointers." So there you have it, friends. There is truly a buyer for every item out there. You just have to be willing to wait long enough to sell it sometimes. That simple online auction grew to become what is now one of the world's largest e-commerce platforms. I don't know about you, but in 1995, I had never even been online. I was a stay-at-home mom to two littles, helping my husband run a business. I barely knew how to use a spreadsheet, and I had a little bit of knowledge of word processing software. I didn't even play video games. So to think that 30 years later, I would be on a platform selling full time would be amazing to 1995 me. As the saying goes, you've come a long way, baby. That means me and eBay. Today, eBay is a global marketplace with more than 135 million active users. Now, there's an audience for you. And they're selling everything from vintage blue jeans to car parts to antiques. And actually, today they're selling real estate. eBay has definitely become the home of everything that we can think of that is vintage. And they're greatly responsible for popularizing the terms pre-owned and pre-loved as opposed to used. People like to shop on eBay for a myriad of reasons. One is that it just makes them feel good. They feel like they're doing something good for the planet, keeping items out of landfills and just creating less waste. People also like to use it because they're able to find unique items and items that are difficult to source, like maybe parts for that stand mixer that was your great aunt's that she used 50 years ago. You can't find those parts in a store. They're not manufactured anymore. So finding a used or pre-loved part for that mixer is probably going to be your best bet. People love to shop on eBay because obviously they want to save some money. And with online shopping being the standard for these days, all you have to have is a smartphone. Buying or selling on eBay couldn't possibly be any easier. But eBay's not just for collectors anymore like it was in 1995 when everything was basically done by auction. It's become a platform where everyday people can build thriving businesses. Those businesses might be full-time resellers or niched down part-time hobbyists. Now, there's no one-size-fits-all when it comes to selling on eBay, but there are basically four general types of eBay stores. Let's take a quick look at four general types of sellers. At the top of the eBay chain are those power sellers who are going to have warehouses and automated systems. They do lots of bulk buying and typically operate out of large warehouses. Some typical characteristics are you're going to see that they have high volume listings and utilize business practices that streamline shipping and returns, and they have access to eBay's enterprise tools and analytics. Next, you have the small business stores and the niche down stores. These are typically going to be ones that are either family run or solo entrepreneurs. This is where my husband and I find ourselves. Typically, these sellers are going to be ones who've kind of carved out a niche for themselves. Some may be everything sellers, but most are going to niche down to a specific area of expertise. Some examples of niche sellers are going to be someone who is focused solely on vintage denim, like Levi's and Lee jeans and brands from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. They may also be people that specialize in collectible toys, antiques, antique glassware, or designer shoes and handbags. These sellers are going to be ones who typically build relationships with their buyers and have a lot of repeat customers. They're also going to be known for their expertise in the area that they are niched into. Some of the key features of their stores is that they're going to have a little more curated inventory, more stylized photos, and very detailed descriptions of their items. They're often more focused on providing more personalized customer service, and their items in their inventory can range from 100 items in their store to possibly as much as 10,000. So the size of the stores are going to vary greatly and is very unique to the seller. Their inventory may be kept on a shelf, possibly in a closet, maybe in a spare bedroom, possibly in a basement, or they may actually have a little small warehouse of their own as well. Then there is the hobby thrifter, part-time reseller, or side hustler. I personally just don't like the term hustler because this is something I want to be able to enjoy. But if side hustle is your jam, then you build the business the way you want. These are typically going to be people that are turning their passion for an item into something that's going to make them money, but maybe money is not the most important reason why they do what they do. They simply enjoy the hunt and they enjoy finding new homes for those items. Places that these resellers are going to source are typically going to be things like garage sales, estate sales, and thrift stores. They may sell unique things like vintage cameras, classic vinyl records, or high-end handbags. Some of the key features of these stores is that they're typically going to be lower volume, but higher profit margins on individual items. They're always going to be hunting for one-of-a-kind, rare finds that their buyers greatly appreciate. These are typically going to be very part-time sellers, and they may or may not be daily listers, just doing it when it's convenient, when it's fun. Just treating it like a hobby. And the fourth category is the private seller or the closet clean out. These are going to be everyday people looking to clear out some items and make a little cash. Now, eBay makes this possible because they don't require private sellers to have a store subscription, which means that you can basically list on eBay at no cost to you. You just pay a fee when the item is sold. Some examples of private sellers might be a mom who's clearing out clothes that children have outgrown, or someone who's offloading old electronics or games that their kids no longer play with, or hobby supplies that they bought years ago and really are never going to use. Some of the key features of a private seller is going to be that they're typically going to have somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to maybe 50 listings at one time. They're typically more casual and maybe just kind of one-time sellers. And this is a great way to test the waters and see if eBay might be something that you want to dig a little deeper into. Our personal journey started out in this category. We were in the process of trying to downsize a lot of construction materials that we have in our basement. So he was exploring options and found out that he could sell as a private seller on eBay. The more research he started to do, the more he realized that there was a lot of potential in this. So the next thing I knew, he was at a thrift store and buying inventory unsupervised. He came home and we dove into creating listings right away. We've made a lot of mistakes along the way, both in sourcing and in our listings, but we're learning a ton. And it is so much fun. So much fun that we've ended up with a full-time business doing work that we really enjoy. And the best part is that because it is a small business, we can scale it up, we can scale it down, and it is something that we can do as we age, which was not the case with construction. So what sells on eBay? Everything from high-end electronics to vintage clothing and everything in between. eBay's range is vast. Clothing is a very popular niche because sellers can specialize in women's trendy clothing, vintage clothing, men's clothing, children's clothing, vintage jeans. The list goes on and on. Electronics are another popular niche. Everything from used TV parts to remotes and even hairstyling tools. Household goods to include everything from cookware to kitchen gadgets to light bulbs are easily found on eBay. Then there are also home improvement supplies, which is another area that we've been diving into because of the inventory that's in our garage. You can find things like door chimes, doorknobs, locks, light fixtures, plumbing fixtures. The list goes on, but there are some great prices for home renovators. It's also a place where you can find some handmade crafts, things like soaps and candles and homemade skincare and other personalized items. Then there's the ever popular collectibles, things like Pokemon cards, baseball cards, sports memorabilia, anything with a signature on it or interesting collabs between product lines and celebrities or sports figures. Then there is a great market for car parts and even vehicles. And one of the more recent areas that eBay is diving into is real estate. I don't know a ton about how they're handling that, but I do know it's a new niche. So one of the things that I love most about selling on eBay is the fact that you can start off very, very small with a private store, just listing a couple of items to dip your toes in the water and see how you like the experience. It's a great way to test how you might like a business without all the investment up front. And should you choose to dive deeper into eBay, you can completely customize your business so that the business becomes the size that you want, taking up the amount of time that you want, and reaching the financial goals that you have in mind. Maybe you are a stay-at-home mom that's looking to earn some extra income so you don't have to go back to that full-time job. Maybe you are an empty nester or soon to be empty nester and you're looking for something to pour your energies into that's going to give you rewards for your efforts. Maybe you are approaching retirement and you feel like you're going to need a way to continue to earn some income without working a full-time job. eBay is a great way to have something fun to do and make some cash along the way. Or maybe you find yourself in a category that I seem to be hearing a lot about very recently, but I keep hearing stories of how people of all ages are losing their jobs unexpectedly. It would probably benefit all of us to be able to have something, even if it's just part-time, have something that we're building on the side that is ours. And that is truly what an eBay store is. It is a business that belongs to you. It is hosted on another platform, but you own the inventory. You make the decisions about what you purchase and what price you will sell it for and how many hours a day or week that you're going to put into it. Whether you're looking to build a full-time business, part-time business, or you just want to clean out some closet space, eBay offers an endless range of possibilities for you to build something that is yours, customized to the goals that you have in mind. In the next video, we'll dive into the very first step, which is setting up your eBay account the right way. I don't want you to miss it, so subscribe so you'll see when that video comes out. And until then, check this one out, and we will catch you guys on the next one.